Let me know once you're ready, Jess.
Take it away, Jessica. Thank you.
It's hard to imagine this is how 2020 started.
These health authorities are still working to identify the virus behind
At least 59 people are believed to have been sickened by the new virus.
George Floyd, the unarmed black man in Minneapolis who died in police custody.
The United States has great strength and patience.
Suspending our public schools until after the spring vacation, but as of tomorrow, our public schools will be closed.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to each and every one of you that's being here with us today. We are pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for years now, as well as those of you who are new to the Grand Wyndham organization. Welcome. My name is Isaiah Brown, and I am one of your hosts today. I am 17 years old. I am also the music producer for the Artists in Action program that we have here at Grand Wyndham. I also will be going to college this upcoming fall, which I'm very excited about. I don't have a committed college yet, but I'll be thinking about that. And yeah, let me introduce you to my co-host, the one and only Amina Cortez.
Thank you, Isaiah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Artists in Action. My name is Amina Cortez, and I'm the Grand Wyndham Harlem Beacon Youth Council President. We are excited to share this experience with you. Grand Wyndham is an amazing organization. My family has participated in Grand Wyndham activities for 6 years. I love being a part of Grand Wyndham because coming to Grand makes me feel like home.
Yeah, so what you will be experiencing today is a virtual showcase featuring a few videos, a conversation on the youth voices on what they want for the future, as well as how Grand Wyndham has helped us raise our voices to make change for the future. We will also have an art showcase from 3 of our amazing artists from our activist group, Artists in Action group, sorry. And we will also get to talk about them as well in the future.
Now help us welcome our dynamic art instructor. He is a visual artist and curator. He is from Harlem, New York. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Rao.
Thank you, Amina. Thank you. Hi, everybody. So glad to see everybody this evening. My name is Rob Ayala. I am the art instructor at Grand Wyndham, Harlem Beacon. It's such an honor for me to work with this talented group of people. SOS was started in the summer of 2020. Everybody knows the pandemic hit us extremely hard. Us as adults, we never witnessed that. So we could only imagine what it was like to experience this being a youth, you know? And I try not to call them kids because they're not, I try to say youth, but just being young, like just being so young and having to deal with what was going on was, I'm sure it was just a challenge. And when we started this program, it was to use art as a form of expression. And that's what they did. They took their feelings and their opinions and just everything, the way they saw the world at this time, and they really went in, and through music and through art, they really channeled that and showed how important their voices are and how powerful their voices can be. And it really blew us away, honestly. Even as an art instructor, you know, I'm there to guide. Maybe I'm steering the wheel to make sure we're going straight, but you know, they were the engine. And the ideas and the things that you're gonna see and the themes, this is all coming from them. This is all their voices. You know, when you're dealing with such a talented group of people like this, you don't have to do much. You kind of just stay out the way and just help them. They touched on so many topics. We're on like our third project since we started in the summer. And just to throw it out, that's gonna be a glow-in-the-dark neon exhibit for the spring. Just look out for that. But they touched so many topics. They touched the pandemic, obviously, right? Mental illness, social justice issues, all types of different social justice issues. And it was just so impressive. And this first video we're gonna play is just a brief little snippet into getting to know them a little bit more, seeing some of their work, and just getting to see their philosophies, and give it up for them because they're just a brilliant group of young, talented artists. And I know that for most of them, this is literally just the start, right? So my sound should be on. If somebody could just give me a thumbs up to make sure, and we will get going.
Yes, we can hear it.
My experience here, it has been amazing working at SOS because it has really helped me grow as a person and learn a lot and helped me get out of my comfort zone.
My experience as a SOS participant, it has been great. Like, I've made friends, I'm getting paid to do art, like that's amazing because I love doing art. And I love it here. And I don't plan to stop working here anytime soon.
Being an SOS participant has been good. I've been able to meet new people. I've been able to go to an art museum that I haven't been to, and it inspired me to create more art.
Coming here, I've seen that there's people that have been here before, and like you guys built up your families, and it was like I was able to join, and once I joined, I was automatically a part of the family, and everybody just became cool.
Free from a cage, because with a bunch of school, going through the college process, I'm always like in a ball of stress, and it feels like I can never like unchain that ball. But then when I paint, I'm finally letting myself relax. I'm finally letting like my mind go free.
Creating art, especially with SOS, I feel more calmer. I feel at peace. I don't have to worry about schoolwork. I don't have to worry about what colleges I'm picking. It really helps, calm me down.
I'm in the state of creation, and at the same, I think that my art heals me, emotionally, mentally.
I find it very calming, and then it was like a way to be free, and it's nice it's like a nice feeling having to paint on a canvas. And like I said, being able to see the finished product.
give it up for them guys. Isaiah, you can take it away.
Thank you, Rob, for that amazing video. Now let's get a chance to meet the 3 artists from Artists in Action program. After we showcase their art, we will get a chance to meet the artists during our Q&A session at the end of their presentation. Amina, may you please introduce our first artist?
The first artist is Hector Vega. Before Graham's SOS program, he helped out the Beacon Community Center on Saturdays. He is currently a high school student and is looking to have a career in the gaming industry. Let's give a warm welcome to Hector Vega.
Hello, my name is Hector Vega. I'm a 17-year-old boy who has been in Beacon's care for around 6 years now. And as being one of the artists today, I'm proud to be presenting one of my works, or 3 of my works here today. This first piece that I will be showcasing today is called The Layers of Sadness. This piece was meant to represent depression and how complex as the subject is and how many layers that depression may have and how it can't be properly gauged or analyzed and can't be healed with medicine since a scarred hearts can't heal, which was the case with my close cousin who fell into a depression really hard, and being alone without anybody there to help him, which is supposed to represent the lone boy crying as he sinks into the deeper layers of depression. The next piece I called Survivors of COVID. This piece obviously is about how early COVID affected the world and how I feel like we should have reacted, seeing how little information we had at the time. And we should have stayed indoors, make sure we were trying our best to stop the spread of COVID, seeing how when I was 16, I first thought when the pandemic first broke out, I was getting an extra 2 weeks of spring break, but instead, I've been in online learning for about a year now as a junior. And it was shocking to me how fast and how hard the pandemic actually hit everyone. And for my final piece, I called this one The Man in the Mirror. This piece was meant to represent modern day body image and how, especially teens nowadays, see themselves in the mirror and they'll typically see themselves in a worse light than what they're supposed to be, I guess, in a sense, which I feel like it is just horrible since most of my family deals with this type of problem, saying how they feel like their body is ugly and how they don't like their body at all. But in my eyes, I feel like every one of my family members that deal with this problem always look beautiful. And with that, I'll be sending this to Isaiah.
All right, wonderful job, Hector. Let's give him another round of applause, please. Now we move on to our next artist. She is the hooded artist from Queens, New York. Always has a hoodie on, always has a hoodie on. Before SOS, she made artwork on a commission basis, and in the future, she plans to be the one that calls all the shots and wants to be an entrepreneur. Now let's give another round of applause for Mango Tea Leaf.
Hi, my name is Mango, and I'm really glad to be part of the SOS program since I've already been like making art for as long as I can remember. But this just gave me an outlet to not only have my art like have purpose, but also voice myself through my art. And some of my art right here, this piece, I call it You Wanna Talk, I Wanna Touch. This is a body dysmorphia piece that's meant to just give light to body issues that aren't only in women, but also in men too. So I just kind of painted a few of the more common insecurities that I hear about on, social media and through my friends: a big belly, hip dips, stretch marks, too flat, not enough chest or thighs, or, like just not the quote unquote ideal body shape. But I picked this to try to help people realize there is no ideal body shape. Just because society wants you to look a certain way doesn't mean you have to. And then here I call this piece Animals, in which this piece is kind of just meant to represent the current tension between cops and not only Black people, but people of color, but especially Black people, because they've been a target of police brutality for as long as cops have existed, because that was their original purpose anyways. And so I just kind of represent people of color here as a Panther because that's also been in our history, you know, with the Black Panther and the Civil Rights Movement. And this is just meant to represent that, like, no matter how much of us they kill or detain, like, we're not going anywhere. Like, we're not gonna stop. And then this piece, I just kind of personal piece. It's honestly kind of a self-portrait because it's a female, she's crying, and it's got the Indigenous people missing handprint, and it Lives Matter because that's me. I'm both African and Indigenous. And to see both of my like histories like are being attacked right now, and like I can't really do much about it, that hurts. So I'm trying to bring awareness to that with this piece in the background. There's Indigenous people names, and with an African American woman. And with that, I will pass it right back to our amazing host, Amina. Thank you for your time.
Great job, Mango. Let's give her one more round of applause. Our final speaker is a college student also from Queens. One day she plans to own her own art studio. Please help me welcome Ajane Johnson.
Hi. Thank you all for coming. I'm gonna apologize in advance if I speak too fast. And I'm looking up because I have my laptop here because I wrote everything down so I don't get too nervous. Okay, so the first piece you're seeing here is called Drowning in Tears. It's a piece based off of depression and self-image. And everyone has their bad days when, they feel under, where everything feels too heavy on their shoulders and it's quite literally dragging them down. What this piece is meant to show is that these emotions are normal. It's okay to feel happy. It's okay to not always be happy. It's okay to feel angry, and it's okay to cry. Just know that, at the end of the day, you see how beautiful your tears are. My next piece after this one is called What's Wrong with Mother Earth? Here you can see the solar system. And obviously the first planet you see is the Earth, and she's surrounded by the two closest planets near her, which is Jupiter and Mars. However, what used to be, Earth is meant to be green and blue, but now as with climate change, she's becoming red and orange. And she cradles the Earth, like a mother protecting it, while her neighbors, the other planets, they lay carelessly on their own because they really have nothing to worry about. And the last piece, it's called Becoming Barbie. It's another self-image and beauty standards piece. And Barbie, she's known as the most popular doll in the world. And she's known for her many occupations. She could be, a zookeeper, a doctor, and she's basically the embodiment of perfect. However, even the most perfect doll needed plastic surgery. So in order for her to feel perfect and to brighten every little girl's day, she felt that she needed to change how she looked in order to be loved. But that's all. Thank you. I'll send it back to the host.
Thank you, Ajane. Can we please give her one final round of applause? Okay, so in the summer, the Artists in Action program began with only visual artists. For the fall program, it was decided that they should mix it up, and so we added in the musical component of the program. That's where I came in, along with my friends Gio, Justin, Tiana, and David. With the help and guidance of Rob, we created 2 original songs that we eventually took to a real studio and decided to get some work and learn some experience from an award-winning producer, Daryl Brown. Now let's continue to show with a short video on how it all came together.
Felt like it was a very creative experience because I was surrounded by people who were just as creative and in tune with music as me. So when we were all together, it just felt like we were very in tune, and it was a really fun experience.
Overall, my experience with the music group, it was very freeing to like be able to create music without limitations. Like we all brainstormed ideas on what we should talk about. And the topics that we did come up with were very freeing to like release our emotions and say, this is what I'm feeling and it needs to be expressed.
It's like I'm in my zone, you know. I'm thinking of ideas and being creative, and I get to explore new parts of my mind that I don't really get to explore on a daily basis, doing a lot of schoolwork and things. And so it's like a relaxing time where I just get to express my way in a new, I can express myself in a new way.
The recording process, I loved it. I wish I could do more. It was very fun to experience something new.
That was like really, I like appreciated and was grateful for it because it gave me a feel of how that would be in the future, and it made me like more affirmative that is something I would like to be a part of, like going to the studio, recording, working with the producer, working with people who are in the studio with me, and just like getting the song together. Like definitely a process that I enjoy.
On top, we won't stop till liberation reigns. On top.
What a shame, memories in my brain of the 1 shot, 2 shot like criminals again. Why do cops be the ones to blame?
I don't know, what, is this some type of robbery? Like, why do police always stop it? Like, bro, I just want to go shopping. And tired of people assuming I'm a liar. Because of the color of my skin,
My skin is not a crime, but that's the paradigm. Refuse to see me shine, so you gon' take my life.
And now, a world premiere. All right, guys, class is starting. Let's see what you got.
I can't lose another or drown in my sadness. I cry myself to sleep so I can't feel the sadness. I seem to create a narrative just to tell myself I can feel again. You look at me and see a smile, but I still feel alone when people are around, and you wouldn't even notice I'm on standing ground. I'm not the person I was last year when you were around. Whilst I try to grasp onto rainbows, I get pushed toward the clouds. Pushing toward the top, yeah. I choose to believe that I'm going up, even though I'm actually falling down.
How many friends can I lose in a year? It's been 5 in 2020, now my depression brings fears. Cause I don't know whether if I'm next or not, but these demons playing in my head like a jack in the box. So now I write my thoughts whenever I feel lonely, cause to me I'm feeling better when I'm back on my dolly by myself. Or do I? In my head it's all the same, all this pain riding away, stuck in my membrane. So now I work to get my mental state right, cause if you had the monsters I had, you wouldn't wanna fight. So now I work to get my mental state right, cause if you had the monsters I had, you wouldn't wanna fight. Whilst
I try to grasp onto rainbows, I get pushed toward the clouds.
Pushing toward the top, yeah.
I choose to believe that I'm going up, even though I'm actually falling down.
loved one, anybody that ever been in a dark place, just keep your head up and keep shooting for the stars and aiming for the moon. Amen.
Thank you. Was it that amazing, guys? Get a round of applause for that. Yeah, it was a great video. That was a music video for one of our songs that we've done. And so we have here is the lyricist. We'll get an explanation on the meaning behind the lyrics from David, as well as an explanation from Tiana about the importance of the youth voice being heard. David.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I wrote this song to show people that we are all human and we all go through rough times, especially with recent events like the pandemic. It's been really hard to express our emotions truthfully. So we become sort of these surface level humans and only expressing what we want others to see other than what needs to be shown, like what we're going through internally. And often we hide our darker emotions to show people that we are more happy. And I thought that this song was a good way to show people that a lot of people in this world aren't okay, and that's okay to not be okay.
Hi, my name is Tiana Ayala, and I was singing on the song. And to go along with what David said, I feel like that just goes to show even more how, with us feeling that way day to day with everything that's going on in the world and directly being affected by it, it's important for us as youth to speak up about it and for our voice to be heard, because little do you know, you feel that way, your other peer feels that way, along with 1,000 other peers feeling that way. Someone may hear you speak about how you feel that way, and now there's a connection, and now that's one step closer to change. And that's just how I feel about the youth speaking. And now I would like to introduce the woman who created the SOS Art Advocacy Program and our site administrator, Jessica Acosta.
Wow, you guys did such an amazing job. I can't even talk right now, I'm in tears. I'm so proud and so proud to be a part of GRAM. And thank you to the executive team for pulling together and raising the money for this program. I am literally in tears. As an artist myself, I'm just so proud of you guys. And I got involved with youth work when I was 15. I'm one of 12 kids, so I've always been around children. But I just remember when I was 12 and Giuliani was in office, and they wanted to clean up Times Square. And so our program got shut down and we were in the street. And I started designing programs when I was 12 years old. And so to see this come to light, it's just really, so I'm sorry. I'm just like so happy and so full. So Rob and Julian, please take it away.
Hello, everyone. You want me to start, Rob? Sorry to, okay, perfect. Yes, just even watching, this is my first time even watching the video, and I can definitely say that it's definitely a tearjerker, very emotional, but I just want to thank you guys for joining us today. It is a pleasure to share this virtual space with you, and it has even been a greater honor to help oversee the SOS program along with Jessica and Mr. Rob. Phenomenal youth. So can we just get everyone come off of mute maybe for like 10 seconds and just give everyone a round of applause. To our amazing young
job, everybody.
Everybody did amazing.
Now, excellent. Really good.
That's awesome. Amazing.
So good.
So
So
it's
good.
an honor. I've been blessed to be a part of GRAM for 3 years. It'll make 4 years in October. It's such an amazing organization. I've been working with youth professionally out of college for 8 years. But similar to Jessica, I was also a participant within the Summer Youth Employment Program starting at the age of 14. And I've always worked with young people. I'm a child of 7 and I have 15 nieces and nephews. So children is near and dear to my heart. But it's just been an amazing opportunity to be a part of this program and oversee this group along with some phenomenal colleagues. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing your vision and also making this possible. Without you, half of this probably wouldn't have gotten done, but we are blessed to have you. And definitely Mr. Rob, I wanna definitely pass this off to Mr. Rob, the amazing art instructor who has been with us just a year and he has done some amazing, amazing work. So I'm gonna pass it off to Rob.
Thank you, Jillian. Yes, you guys are just incredible. And to see, I always tell you guys when we're working on stuff, even when I have to kind of be strict on you guys, that the final product is always going to be worth it. And you guys see it right now, like just seeing what you guys have accomplished is really, truly incredible. I want to say, am I on spotlight or no? Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I just want to say that it's very important to give youth the opportunity to create and be heard. I don't feel like we always get that level of support. That's something I feel like I got at a young age. I got that level of support in being a creative. And I think that's what we have to do for our youth. And that's what we're doing here, just giving them the platform, because they already have the talent. It's just about giving them the platform to express that. And, you know, they took it home. Like I said, I'm honored. Like I've only been here a year, but it feels like so much longer because we've done so much. We've accomplished so much. And I'm just, you know, it really truly is an honor to be able to work with people that are potentially going to be changing the world and giving them the gift of expression and art, to use that as a form of a new language is just one of the most powerful gifts I think you can give to the youth. And I'm just proud to be with an organization that is doing so. Thank you to Jessica, thank you to Jillian for allowing everything that, you know, any idea that I brought to the table, anything I wanted to do, whether it was a trip or whatever it is, they just always told me yes, they always made it happen. Any supplies we needed to order, you know, and I never had an issue with it. And that just made this even more of a better experience, because, you know, it feels good to work somewhere where you know that everybody's doing it for the right reasons. And we're all just trying to get to this goal, like days like today. And I know that I don't want to hype it up, but y'all haven't seen anything yet, because I feel like this go round, they've outdone themselves and they're just getting so much better. Even some of the artwork you're seeing is stuff that they did throughout the year, but a lot of these painters have progressed so much. So stay tuned, because when you see that spring exhibition, I think you're gonna be blown away even more. So that's all I have to say. I just want to, you know, congratulate you guys. And hard work does pay off all the time. As cliche as it sounds, you put the hard work in, you get the results. And yeah, I just want to thankful for the opportunity to be able to be here in this kind of environment.
Thank you so much, Rob. All right, now that I'm done crying, this is the portion where we can open it up for everyone. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to, you can go ahead and unmute, or you may type it into the chat, and we can have one of the artists or someone respond to your question or comment.
You know, I always want to fill a silence. I'm Barbara Marcus. I'm on the board. It always gets me nervous when there's too much silence. So I guess what I'm asking is, so the talent is incredible that we just saw. And how is it going to continue to, how is each one of the incredible artists we saw today be able to continue everything they have to do and still continue their art? How does that happen? And how do we get to keep seeing it? I mean, I think for us, so many things went into my mind. And how do we, as people who are not on the ground with all of you, get to keep seeing the amazing work that's done? And is the work going to keep going on?
Jess, you want to take that or?
Sure. Sure.
Which Jess? Go ahead,
Jess.
Jessica.
Jess Danshauser
Yeah.
take that.
Oh,
I just wanted to
Jessica.
say, Barbara, thank you for that lip sync video. You were in our lip sync video. Thank you so much.
Don't embarrass me.
So Barbara, you're going to hear some of that from Kim as we close, but you know, this started in the pandemic in March, and the first question we asked ourselves is, what do our young people need? And our staff had the answers, folks who've been here for a while and folks who just joined us like Rob, and our young people had the answers. And so, as you know, and thank you for the question, and our guests who are joining us today to share with you, that we get all of our ideas from our kids and from our staff and from our families. And this is something that we will absolutely be continuing. The Youth Success Team put on an amazing March celebration for all of our staff around our 215th anniversary. And they are excellent at showcasing. They've been showcasing. It's been hard with COVID, but we've learned how to do that. And so this is something we expect to do on a quarterly basis. And I saw Dave in the chat saying we need to get more exposure. This in part is to tell the world about how extraordinary young people are and how important it is to invest in them, and just the insight and the courage. You know, at their age, at all of your age, I wasn't ready to talk about mental health challenges. I wasn't ready to talk about social injustice. You all are such extraordinary leaders. You are. You've heard me say this before to you, but I'm just grateful that you're the future. So we will absolutely continue that, Barbara, and thank you for that question.
I did see a comment in the chat from David. David, thanks for all of those great quotes. And he asked up to the youth, what inspires you all the most? So any of the artists in action, if you would like to respond to that, what inspires you the most? You can unmute.
I don't mind answering. Me personally, I don't have a specific person or thing that inspires me the most, but I'll say my vision of myself in the future is my inspiration. Like, I know the type of person I want to be in the future, and I know what my goals are, and I know what my purpose is. And I feel like that my future self is basically my inspiration, because every time I'm in a jam, you know, every time I'm like stressed out, or like I feel like I have a lot of things going on, because I do. And on a constant day-to-day basis, I wake up thinking of this future person I want to be. I go to sleep thinking of this future person I want to be. When I'm stressed out and when I'm in a jam, or when I'm in a situation where I have to think really fast, I first think of who do I want to be in the future, and what type of man do I want to be in the future for not only myself, but also people around me. Because, you know, in this world, people do look up to other people, you know, and I always like to set myself as an example for other people, because in school also, although some people won't admit it, some kids won't admit it, they look to me as an example. They look to me when they need help with something. So I'm constantly, because I'm also the oldest brother as well, I constantly strive in a way where I can set an example for other people. And so I'm basically going to set an example for myself. This is what I want to be in the future. This is what I'm going to do. So anything I do up until that point is going to build me to be that type of man I want to be.
Thank you so much, Isaiah.
I had a question about the paintings, which I thought were all just amazing. And I was just wondering, what medium were you using? Or were you all doing different things? Were some of them computer graphics? Were some of them oil? How were you doing them? Because they're just incredible.
I'd rather one of the artists, you guys answer.
Melanie wants to jump in.
Yeah, I can answer it. For the most part, we were just using acrylic paint and large canvases with paintbrush. I know Mango, she is great at graphic. She uses her iPad to do designing as well, but for the most part, we just did acrylic paint on blank canvases, and that's how we did our art. We just sketched it on and just painted it, and we created beautiful art.
And they really were beautiful. And were the frames actual frames or virtual frames?
There were actual frames. We had to take quite some time so Rob can crop them nicely so they can look like that.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Can anyone join the program, or, is there an application process? Do all Graham kids have the ability and access to the arts programs?
That's a great question. I'll answer that one. So this program came out of the SOS funding when they cut the SYEP funding last year due to the pandemic. The city always has that summer program where they hire youth. So the executive team and the performance planning, they got together and they raised money. And so we had a certain amount of slots. And in the summer, we were actually able to design the program and then find youth who fit into that profile. They submitted work. There was a Google form and application. They submitted work. They came to a couple of pre-interviews, and we were able to, we had a group of about 20 in the summer. The funding has dwindled down a little bit, so the group has gotten a little bit smaller, but we're hoping that the funding can continue, so that way we can take, anywhere between, I believe, around like 20 youth at a time per semester. So that way we can make sure that we're getting enough quality and enough time, because as well as learning about art, they're also in leadership classes and doing work development, like how to interview, resume writing and different things like that. So we want to make sure we keep the program very quality. Thank you.
And yes, when we are open, we do open to everybody within a certain age bracket. It's just about the amount of spots we have. So we did open up for the public, as well as people in the program, but just people within the age range. But
yes, of 12 to 24.
Yeah, 12 to 24. So the answer is yes, anybody can join. One thing I want to mention about the youth that I feel like we didn't stress here enough, that I want to give them their props. Not only did they pull this body of work, and they have so much more you haven't seen, but the fact they did a lot of this, it wasn't always on site. So we had a combination of being on site, but they had to do a lot of this stuff virtually. And I think that's very commendable that they were able to stay focused. It's not the easiest way to, teach art, to be honest with you, but, we kind of found and made it our new normal, and they've got a lot done on their own. And that just learned how to, be independent, get projects done. And I'm proud of them for that as well, because it's one thing if we were just with each other every single day, but we weren't. Like, we did a lot of this happened virtually. A lot of this happened virtually. So I think they even deserve a round of applause just for that, to pull that off, So I don't know if we stressed that here enough, but yeah, they did a lot of this stuff virtually, and coming up ideas, and a lot of conversations and talks that we had on Zoom is what got us to get into the point of being able to express that. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
So as you guys were able to see all of this amazing artwork virtually, we do want to share that we will have an upcoming art exhibit June 3rd. So we will be sharing out that flyer with everyone. Hopefully you guys can attend. It will most likely be in the schoolyard. It will definitely be a socially distant event, but we'll share all of those details with you. If you are unable to make it in person, hopefully you guys can. If you are unable to make it in person, we will definitely have another virtual art exhibit June 8th. So shortly after, okay? Now I would like to segue and pass this off to Ms. Kim Watson, our President and Chief Executive Officer.
Thank you. And you were right the first time, Chief Operating Officer. So again, I want to thank Kristen and Jessica, Rob, Jillian. I want to thank you so much for your leadership in the arts program and in tonight. I am still trying to fully compose myself. The art is so rich and so deep, and the music, just spoke to me and really, you know, took me to a place. And so I felt just like you, Jessica. It was hard to contain it. It's really, really overwhelming and so beautiful. And thank you again for your leadership on that. And I thank the artist for giving and sharing your soul with all of us. And it truly, truly is leadership and giving space for all of us to be able to go to that place and to be inspired. So I thank you. I thank you so much. This evening's virtual experience of Graham's Youth Artists in Action has been a marvelous demonstration of our youth's creativity and vibrant energy. Their stories and the descriptions of their art reflects a keen awareness of their self, their community, and the times in which we are living. I don't know about you, but these images are not only powerful, but they're leaving, for me, lasting impressions of a time, of an era. I really hope that you enjoyed this presentation tonight. We also hope that tonight's event has piqued your curiosity about Graham and has sparked a deeper interest in wanting to know more about who we are and what we do to partner with our kids and families, many of whom are overcoming some really difficult life experiences, especially in the midst of this pandemic. The art that you've seen tonight is just one example of the many ways that Graham engages with kids to bring talents to the fore and to build skills and foster resiliency. But there's so much more that we do with them and their families, and we can use all of the support and the assistance we can get to help make that life-altering difference for them. Frankly speaking, we need you. We need your help, we need your support, and we want you to join us and to start or to continue to build on your legacy with us at Graham. We hope that tonight's show helps you to think about ways that you can join us in this meaningful work through volunteering, through mentoring, through sponsoring of programs and donations. Volunteers like our Bronxville Friends, for example, have impacted the lives of thousands of children and families over the years at holiday time. And tonight's showcase is the fruit of the funds donated for our youth programs when New York City has been unable to provide the funding for summer programs and summer youth employment. Much of the truly excellent program we provide for our youth and family in those centers is supported by donated and fundraised dollars. So again, we're grateful that you've joined us tonight. And if you would like more information to learn about Graham or opportunities to support us, we ask that you please contact and feel free to reach out to Myra Pacheco or to go to our website and complete the information page. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll turn it over to Jess.
I think you closed us perfectly, Kim. And for those of you who are new to our community, Jillian stumbled because Kim is our next CEO. And I think you know tonight why she is so special for this organization. So have a great night. Please do reach out to Myra. Please do reach out to any of us. And once again, to all of the young people and everyone who supports them, you guys are the best. And I put in the chat, but I just want to make sure there's a lot of young people on here tonight just as support. And you guys are special to us because we all need that support system, and we all know that our friends are our family. So thank you for being here for each other. So good night, everybody. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you.